everyone to Passion Project, the show where runners showcase the run that they've been working so hard on. You might notice that I am not Amber Cyprin. Unfortunately, Amber is under the weather, so we wish them a get well soon. In the meantime, I'm Helix, here to fill in for the Passion Project Halloween special. Before we get into the speedruns, just a quick reminder that Games Done Quick is hiring. If you're a business developer or have experience in recruiting sponsorships and would like to work for GDQ, apply at gamesdonequick.com/jobs. But I have rambled on long enough already. I am here with Big Scared, and I will let them take it away.
Thank you, Helix. Hi, I am Big Scared. I'm a queer variety caster here on Twitch. I play a lot of horror games, and tonight I'm going to be in my element as I take y'all on a journey through the Gloom Below DLC for The Chant. I'm joined by my dear friend JPEG. Would you like to say hi, Jay?
Yeah, hi, hello. My name is JPEG, and I am here for the incredible vibes that both Big Scared and The Chant provide, so I'm super excited.
Awesome. Without further ado, we're going to get this kicked off. Time starts when the selection here is made, so that's going to be in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with The Chant, this is a third-person survival horror game that came out late last year. It is developed by Brass Token Games. This is their first game, and it is incredibly robustly made.
Yes.
The DLC came out last month, and it has been a delight routing this. So I'm super stoked to show this off to you. Right now, there are 2 people running this, myself and my teammate Garlips, and I'm currently the world record holder as of today. So, you know, we could get some gold. Thank you.
Yeah.
We could get some even better gold. We could vibe, or things could go terribly, because this, my friends, is a roguelite. Unlike the main game, this DLC takes a stark and different perspective. Death is integrated into the experience in a wide variety of ways. There's a leveling up system in addition to your leveling up system, and one of those 2 level up systems resets every time you die. So the goal here is to not do that ever. We're also not going to be doing most of the skill tree upgrades in the main menu. All right, we got friends here. Oh, we got
already
grabbed.
Normal things happening. I don't know if y'all noticed that this was in fact a horror game, but yeah, it's a horror game.
We got some really cool looking dogs in here. Unfortunately, they are not our friends.
This game is full of cool looking dogs. It's cool looking frogs and cool looking dogs everywhere you look in this game.
It's true, it's true. And we are here specifically to collect an item. This is an egg sac. Don't pay too much attention to what it says. But we need this egg sac so that way we can make a specific type of juice. Now, Jay, do you like juice?
I do like juice. I like a nice, refreshing, like, limeade, personally.
Ooh, limeade is good.
Helix, what's your favorite juice?
I think I gotta go with the limeade, honestly. I second that.
Yes, team limeade.
Delicious. Unfortunately, I don't have any limeade for you. I have egg sac juice. Is that good enough?
Sure, why not?
I think that was my nickname in high school, so.
Dang. So in addition to the egg sac that we have found, we will need several other items. I've making a wrong turn here. No, there's a party! So we gotta wait for the party to disperse. Hello?
An introvert's nightmare.
Hello? Get out of the way! I know we're on GDQ, stop showing off! Please. Okay.
They're like, oh my gosh, hi, Mom!
Single file, please. Come on. Come on. Y'all are for real? All right. So, the cost benefit of what just happened is that we are now in a panic state. The cool and the terrible thing about the panic state is that you are faster. But because you are faster, you are also much more vulnerable. And so every time the screen goes dark like that, we are a one hit down. So you'll notice that I will take advantage of the panic state at several points throughout the run, but that one was not intentional.
That is a really interesting risk-reward dynamic.
Oh, I do want to ask, Big.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, checking my notes here, that this is actually a post-campaign DLC. This is like a post-main game situation.
Yeah.
Do you run this on a maxed out main game? How much does it matter?
So the Gloom Below is a standalone. It drops you off at the end of the mind ending, which in my opinion is, this is risky. One of the weaker of the 3 endings. But the way that it expands upon it, it adds more detail into what the cult was doing on this island before our main character Jess arrived. Oh, come on, don't grab me. Don't grab me.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
We're good. We're just gonna keep running. We're just gonna keep running. Nobody panic except for the main character. I need her to run faster. Except I'm gonna grab that.
You are brave. You are so brave.
All right, here we get a brief moment of respite. We're gonna recharge our mind and our spirit. The body, we have to eat ginger for.
Yeah, this game loves the different herbs for different HP, because like lavender is for
Lavender
panic.
restores your panic bar, yes, in your mind stat. Ginger ups your health and your body stat. And spirit caps, boast your spirit meter. Surprise, surprise. Because this is a post-game state, we have all of the abilities that you would normally have at the end of a playthrough. And they are at minimum sort of status. That being said, throughout this DLC, the roguelike system lets you upgrade them up to 3 times per skill. You only get 6 upgrades per run, though, and so that's why, the randomization is important to consider. We're getting our first power upgrade here. I'm gonna take damage amp on stasis, so that way every time someone is frozen, we hit harder. All right, that's our first checkpoint. We will have to come back to this blue zone later when we have bone dust extract. Yes, bone dust extract. But in the meantime, we're gonna ignore our friend Kim. We're gonna ignore Monroe, who is a villain stuck to that wall. And we're just gonna go immediately into this orange area.
This game loves color.
Yes.
I love that it's a horror game that went, no, it can still be colorful. And they really went into it.
Yes, and this is something I find really unique about this game. It is highly saturated, and in the most recent update of the game, the devs doubled down and they're like, you know what? We can make it even more saturated, more vibrant, brighter, prettier. We can make this area more enticing. And then they also threw this visceral intestinal area in here too. So it's got a little bit of something for everyone.
Cover all your bases.
Yeah, it's got the gorgeous color palettes. It's got the sticky icky. It's just a spectacle. The thing about this DLC, though, is it has additional weapons and additional enemy types. So you'll notice that I threw what is effectively a lightning in a bottle. That is not in the base game. Neither is an item that I'll be using later on. That is a crystal sword.
It would be wonderful if those were in the main game, though.
I would love them to be in the main game, but they're not.
If you haven't seen the main game, it's also an absolute treat. Just throwing that out there.
And for those of you who are curious, I will be running the main game on Fright Fatales later this month.
Yeah.
But here we are. We have another Manticore. We're going to pull out its heart. Don't ask why we have to do this, because I don't know why we have to pull out its heart. We just do.
It's fine. This is all just regular things that happen. And aren't we underwater as well?
Yes, we are underwater. In the intro cutscene of this DLC, We were on a ship with our BFF trying to be rescued. I didn't grab the key. How do I get back there is the question I have. We were on a boat with our BFF, and we were trying to be rescued after coming out of this retreat. And we got sucked into a nest of some kind. I am straight up lost right now. Oh no, I know where we're going.
Roguelites, baby.
I know where we're going. We gotta cycle back through here. Get up. Oh no! And there's a death. That's okay. We just spawn right back at the middle. All of our shortcuts are open, and we have no powers to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
This was a pretty optimal place to take a death.
Over here.
Wait, actually, let me grab my stuff. I don't want to talk to you, Kim, but I want my stuff. Thank you.
Do we still have egg sac juice? That's what I want to know.
We have infinite
Perfect.
egg in our inventory, which is a change from the main game.
Oh,
So,
you know, I was really worried.
yeah, so there is a section in the main game where you need to do some botany and chemistry, where you need to like gather plants and then mix them in a particular way. In that segment, you have to go pick up items every time you use them, and so if you mess up while mixing it, you have to like walk all the way back over to the planter and get new plants. In this one, you have infinite item once you pick it up, which is beautiful. Okay, that door's locked. We're gonna go this way. We don't need to be.
I just love the horrendous screaming as you're very calmly explaining what's going on, and then this game is making horrible visceral screaming.
Yeah, the squelching sounds are everything for me. But we are back on track, gamers. I found the way I need to go. You gotta follow the arrows, and when you're in black and white mode, those become extremely difficult to see.
Oh, that's a good point.
I do love these big, horrible frogs.
They are so gushy, and they explode when they die, which is not something they did before.
They just added new things.
They did. They added a lot in the update. So in addition to the graphics updates, the increase in saturation, and the addition of health bars, here's the mistake I made. I was supposed to go in here. They've also added like additional abilities to your powers. So they can do things like double swarm or like serrated spikes, which is things that your abilities didn't do before. Now, I'm mentioning these things as if y'all know about them.
They don't mean anything.
The reason why we have these abilities is because we picked up a bunch of crystal gems and then harnessed their powers, which makes us sound a lot like Thanos, but trust me, we're like good Thanos.
You said that, and I was like, okay, so like Steven Universe.
Oh, yeah, we are the crystal gems.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're back at it. And here's the thing. I mentioned earlier before we got started that there were a couple checkpoints, like where the difficulty really ramps up. That was not one of them. We are rapidly approaching the part of the run that I consider the choke point. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Hey, but that's why we're here, is also because you're passionate about this.
It's true. I love this game.
You do love this game. I loved when the DLC dropped. What I need y'all to understand in chat is that when the DLC dropped, I have never heard such unbridled joy and excitement over something making this disgusting noise and sound you're hearing in this game. You're hearing this like horrible squelching and screaming and like crying, and then just big over the top of it going, oh, this is the best. This is so beautiful. They did such a good job.
It's true, they did.
Iconic.
They smashed
This is real
it.
passion.
This is what I love about speedrunning and about Passion Project, though. Is
Yes.
just how excited we get about our respective speed games. It's always so
Yes.
cool.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right,
It was a good day.
I have to run back and do something with my egg real quick. Don't mind me. Gamers.
With your infinite egg.
Yes, I have infinite egg. We also have a shortcut. Now, there's something I'm not passionate about this game, and it is the speed at which Jess climbs ladders. That was so slow.
Out of everything she's doing, is she just like, you know what? I can't die by falling down a ladder. This is not the way I'm gonna go.
So, in my process of learning, not only the run for this DLC, but like the run for the main game, I did some of what my teammate Garlips refers to as the science, right? Where you aggressively try to break it. And we learned that this game is very robustly programmed. If you try at all to clip down the ladder, nothing's gonna happen. There's exactly one time that you can make Jess fall down a ladder, but the setup for it is so ridiculous. You gotta be at the top of the lighthouse, and you gotta come at it at just the right angle, and you gotta do a magic ability, plus a push, plus a swing, and it takes so long, and it's so precise to set up that it isn't even worth the time it takes to do, because she falls so slow, and then immediately grabs the ladder again. Yes,
Curse
she
these
climbs
devs.
back up. And so, like, shout out to Brass Token.
Yes.
You thwarted us in every possible way
Yes.
on breaking your game. I salute you. But also, please let us fall down the ladder.
It's like, I love you. I love your dedication. You made an incredible game. I wish I could break it just a tiny, tiny bit.
Let me have
just
that,
as a
please.
treat. Just let me break it a little, just one time, as a treat.
Now, if you're wondering what I was going to do with that juice, our friend here is hungry. And so I'm just going to pour it in their mouth.
Aww,
And then they're gonna leave us
snacky.
alone. Isn't that great?
That's what happens when you pour. Like, that's what happens when you pour juice into someone's mouth. They just apparate. They just. Please don't quote me on this. I will not. I will not confirm I said this later.
I'm quoting you right now.
You're gonna pause your run to tweet.
Yes.
We were in orange areas, and we were in pink areas. Now we're in green.
And so, in addition to, like, the new weapons, the new enemy types, the new environments, we also have this, which is cycle-based movement puzzles that are in the spirit of Little Nightmares. I was terrified about this when I realized they added this to the game, because I was like, oh no, whatever will I do? But the reality is, you can kind of just walk through it, and it doesn't matter. If you get hit, it blasts 6 times and then resets. It's less of an issue here, but the choke point that we're coming up to later on, it will absolutely cause problems for me.
Yeah. It does make everything kind of like a fun and funky disco when it's happening. It's
It
just
is.
that it's. Oh my gosh! It's the real life Panic at the Disco.
I chimed in with, haven't you ever heard of closing the Gloom next door?
Oh my god.
It's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of egg and irrationality.
Yes, egg! Egg in chat if you agree.
True.
Can you get some egg in chat?
Nope.
Let me see those egg emotes.
So you might be wondering what's up with this combat system, because I'm assuming that a lot of you probably haven't played this game. We are using a wide variety of like new age spiritual items as defense weapons. So you'll notice that I'm wielding a sage stick right now. We also have a witch stick, which is a variation of the sage stick. There's the fire lash, which is a discipline weapon used by the cult. We have salts. We have oils and essential oils. And then we also have these new items down here. So we got it all, gamers.
That guy just like haymaker you from the back.
He
just,
did.
Like one punch to the back of the head.
He tried to wombo combo me.
Rude.
Now,
Also, thank you, chat, for the eggs.
thank you for your egg. I need them in these trying times.
You already have infinite eggs. I guess more never hurts though.
Yeah, but egg sac and actual egg, not quite the same.
Ooh,
Yeah.
true.
I need an egg to put in the egg sac. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. I just saw non-essential oils.
Non-essential oils? Yeah, we've got those too. All right. I mentioned a choke point. We are rapidly creeping up on it. It's not this room, but it will be coming up after this room, and you'll know exactly what I mean when we get there. But for now, I've just got a very overzealous dog and a very affectionate frog.
Dog and frog. See, this game is not so bad. There's cool pets that just want to give you hugs. We have everything. We have snacks. We have pretty colors. I don't think this is a horror game, actually.
You know, that was my secret all along. I wanted to be on this hotfix to show the horror of regular life.
This
Oh,
is
no.
this is what regular life looks like. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
What do you mean your backyard doesn't look like this?
Oh, bestie, please.
This is just a standard backyard in Southern California.
You know what? I'm gonna use the sword. I wasn't planning to use the sword, but we're gonna.
We're energy sorting.
Why do you have the zoomies, dude?
So excited to be on GDQ. Like, oh my gosh, I'm here.
I know.
I'm here. Hi, Mom.
It's also trying to speedrun.
It's trying to speedrun resetting me percent. I love that. Why are you swimming? Come back. Oh wait, we're underwater, that's why.
True. Big if true.
Hello?
I love the teleport animation of just crouching and covering your face.
Yeah, it's iconic. I also love the meditation animation, which we don't use in the speedrun because we don't try to preserve our mind stat. But in a casual play, that's something you'll probably really, really gravitate towards.
Are we here?
This is
Is it time?
It's time.
Yep.
And I am severely under-equipped for this room. It's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna get dicey in here, but that's okay.
It's all right. We're getting spicy.
Spicy and dicey. It's a regular Pico de Gallo in here right now.
Hey, yo, now I'm hungry.
This game will do that to you.
Nope. Nope.
Ooh,
And so you can see the lasers are... You can use them against the enemies in this room at your own risk, kind of thing. Woo!
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Oh, geez.
That actual
You got
stun
this.
saved my life.
Incredible.
Ooh!
Oh.
Woo!
That's It's okay.
Welcome
We're
to
just
the
getting
champ,
little
baby.
kisses.
We're getting hugs.
Yep. We're getting hugs from cool dogs. There's
All right.
lots of colors.
That's wave 1. This room isn't over. You thought it was over?
Nope.
Oh, that's swell.
It's a roguelite with wave combat. And here's just a bunch of big fans.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm gonna start panicking.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's okay. It's okay. We can stand here for a second and we'll be fine.
Nice. Yeah, especially in this room, like with the color cycling puzzles, to be in panic is like
Really,
actual
really
nightmare.
dangerous.
Yeah, because you lose all context of what's about to happen.
And we're good. That's the hardest part of the run.
Nice.
Well done. Wow.
Thank you. And now we just wait for the light to cycle through, because if we try to go through that portal while it's looking at us, it will kill you.
Hey, did something just dart behind you real quick?
Yeah, so the lore of this game says that this realm is alive. We are surrounded by mandicores, which are the big things that kind of look like flowers, but the little ones that are floating around are called mandaleeches. Narratively, those things will latch on to you, lay seeds inside your belly, and then you will do an exploda into a monster. I don't make the rules, and I'm sorry to inform you that we now have Gloom eye liquid.
Cool.
I hope you're ready for the wildest smoothie of your life.
I was about to say that's sounds like a different kind of juice.
Yeah. We're just having different kinds of juices and snacks today.
And now we go back to the Nexus, where I'm actually going to take a moment to stop and talk to Monroe. Monroe is the big bad of this game. If you play the main game, there is a twist at some point where you learn, oh, this man that you thought was dead the whole time, he's around still. But here he's just sort of glued to the wall, and we're going to talk to him to upgrade our swarm ability 2 times.
You don't have my strength.
Hopefully the roguelite system will give that to us.
Yes, strength to overcome betrayals, to survive.
The fact that he goes from villain to stuck to wall and stat upgrade.
Yeah, he's just a
It's
stat
incredible.
upgrade now. He's the equivalent of like the fire maiden in Dark Souls.
I was gonna say the doll in Bloodborne.
Yes. And we got exactly the 3 skills we wanted, the 2 green and the 1 blue. I'm going to take our eyeball and, make some science with it. We also need to do one more thing with our egg. I accidentally picked that up for later. Now, we're going into the yellow zone. The yellow zone is pretty chill. I like to gather materials here, but there are a couple parts that get a little bit risky. This is also where the grossest of the imagery is. So if you think this is bad, get excited because they're gonna add more to it.
And if the imagery has been rough so far, maybe some Pepto-Bismol
Yeah.
wouldn't be an awful idea.
We are obviously experiencing all sorts of things. Perhaps even Discount Monstro from Kingdom Hearts. But,
True.
at the end of the day, self-care is the most important thing. And that is the lesson we learned from this game. You gotta take care of yourself. You gotta get your mind, your body, and your spirit in line.
I did see early on that somebody in chat mentioned we're just starting out with a womb level, and this DLC is really just a womb DLC
Yeah.
sort of situation.
It's very internal. All right, this is an enemy known as a Latcher. It's a very cool dog.
That's a cool dog.
It is shaped like friend, but it is not a friend. I promise you, don't try to make friends with this dog.
Aww.
I know. Powerful lesson.
Look at those pizzies, though. Look at those little toesies. He looks like he would do like a happy tappy when you gave him treats.
Yeah!
He would do little happy tappies. I love the symbol that the game shows you as you are digging your arm in there. It shows the
Be done.
like human silhouette with the arm wedged in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. The cool thing about this route is that it's 2 small combat segments and you just gotta go back and forth, but there is another one of these eyeball things in here. This one is much less dangerous, but the pathing is a little bit more inconvenient.
I really love that blast sound. It's a really satisfying blast sound.
Yeah, whoever did the Foley and sound work for this game deserves
Incredible.
just all of the kudos, because they knocked it out of the park. I'm gonna use that against them. There's my destination. I'm risking it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
It worked!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, gamer.
All right. Last room with the eyeball things. But this one is probably the chillest, despite the fact that there's 2.
Oh. The timing on that. Apparently the eyeball has comedic timing that you were like, this is the chillest, and then immediately got a laser blast to the kneecaps.
One laser blast is mild for me. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I usually get Baja blasted coming through there.
More drinks.
This is a very beverage heavy discussion.
Listen, I got hot drinks, I got cold drinks. Which one you wanna hear?
That's a good question. Do you think hot drinks or cold drinks would be more likely to be served down here? Like, do you think that the dangerous milkshake that we're making is like a milkshake or is it a soup?
I think it's more of like a post-workout beverage, right? Like it's gonna be a little chalky. It's gonna have an interesting texture, and it's gonna have a lot of protein in it.
Thank God that is gone.
Admittedly, it would have to be post-workout because I think after drinking it, you're not going to want to exercise for a while.
Oh no.
I think you're gonna drink it and say, clear my schedule.
Stummy hurty. All right, so you might be wondering about the sequence in which we're moving. Me and Garlips have routed this game in a way where we have the items we need before we come to these different maws. On the map, like if you actually look at the map item that I picked up, which is a new addition for the DLC, there's no map for the main game at all. You can see the various places that these items are scattered around the area, and it makes it easier to sort of understand where to go. But we're not really doing that. We're just going straight in.
We're schmoving.
And we have another weird dog. Say hello to this one. This one's invincible.
Oh, invincible dog.
Yes.
Hello, invincible weird dog.
This one is gonna be our bestie while we're here in the red zone.
Red dog. Oh my gosh, it's Clifford.
A big purple dog
Clifford.
in the big red zone?
Yeah.
I love that for us. Don't be rude.
I'm doing everything in my power to make this game wholesome.
Listen, this game is very wholesome. There's a lot of holes.
It is. Yes.
We're using them to teleport around the world. That was ideal, actually. When it comes to the invincible dog, there are 2 things it can do. It can either laser you or pounce. And what you want it to do is
Laser is
laser.
better.
Don't smack me off of this. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, the closest of calls.
My blood pressure is just like spiking every time something like that happens.
Meanwhile, I'm over here in the zone. I'm in my
You
element.
are good.
Now that I'm not lost anymore.
Yeah, that'll do it. You were lost and now you're found.
It's true. And the reason was you.
And the reason is you.
Dang.
This is what y'all expected because commentary over this nightmare is us just quoting. Like, oh my gosh, is that Hoobastank? Is that the name?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I think so.
Listen, I never said I wasn't a nightmare person.
No, this is perfect, and you are doing fantastic.
All right,
We're doing
we've got
a little
the speed
panic, but that's
boost.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, I should have not walked through that so I could keep the speed boost.
That's that risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, some more cool dogs there for a second.
Just some friends.
Those are lower to the ground. I think they're corgis.
Yes, dash hounds.
True. Little legs.
All right, where's wave 2? There you are.
Rude for your enemy-seeking scream missiles to go directly behind you instead of the enemy you were fighting.
Well, there was an enemy that spawned right behind me is why I did that.
Yeah.
All right, our bestie's back. Where are we going? Here? No, not here. Over here. Oh, not over here. This one.
Yes, chat. There are normal plants. There's been like just notice like mugwort is in here. It's like, yep, there's ginger, there's lavender. There's all sorts of horrible things or normal things growing in the horrible underwater intestines. That's how this works. There isn't seaweed though.
For some reason, no, there isn't. Come on, I need you to break the right thing, bestie. This one.
Gotta have some normal things to throw into our milkshake or a soup or whatever it is.
I did see some chat indecision about whether or not a milkshake was a soup, and I just want you to know that regardless of which side you voted in that poll, I support you.
The poll did tie, so you're right that there is
Oh my
extreme
gosh.
indecision.
Personally, I think that a vanilla soy latte counts as a type of 3-bean soup.
You know, that is
So-
very true. It is.
Yeah, the use of color in this game and like the brightness and everything is just... It's also really wonderful from an accessibility standpoint of making a game that has so many of the horror trademarks, but is easily understandable and just visually clear. It's just one of the wonderful things about the chant that I've really, really liked since I saw it the first time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am a big fan of this game's presentation.
Yeah. From an accessibility standpoint, this is probably one of the most approachable and like user-friendly horror games out there. Not only because of the color palette and the ability to see what you're doing, unless you're in this mode, of course, but like the addition of health bars, because that wasn't always in the game. The addition of clear and consistent mechanics on what to use and when. Like, this game doesn't handhold you, but it presents things in a way that is very digestible and user-friendly. Now, I hope you like the cool dog, because we're going to be spending a little bit more time with them. They're using my favorite mechanic, and I hope you can hear what I mean when I
The
say my
sarcasm?
favorite. Yeah. In the original sort of run for the game, in the main experience, there's a segment where you have to like push over lasers, and when you push them over, the boss dies. Now we have to use the invincible enemy to cycle rotating lasers, and it's the only thing that can take it out. And so we have to manage like being at the right distance from the enemy to bait the laser attack, while also like being in the right position for it to actually hit. This fight has the most variability in the entire run. Just because sometimes they'll choose to walk over instead.
Yeah, there's no real cheesing at this point. Or at least not in the passion project that you have put into this game so far.
Yeah.
Just to loop the title back around. You can't really...
And that's the fight.
Get them to hang out, so... Nice job.
Yeah, that was very, very
That was very
smooth.
clean.
Now, of course, we're going to take the heal ability on our grasp, and we're going to head out. At this point, we have everything we need to beat this DLC. But the catch is we have to utilize our objects in a couple specific ways. We still need to go back into the blue area to get the final gemstone.
When you get home,
Does look like we're missing one on what is not a severed head, that's a mask.
It is a mask on our
your
back. Yeah, we're going back for the purple gemstone. So we're coming back through here. We're gonna... I didn't do the chemistry. I was too busy explaining. I forgot to do the chemistry. We're going to use the item we just picked up, which is a bone fragment, to make mercury using this microwave.
picture
Just survival horror things.
Okay,
normative.
I guess that works.
We're also going to prep the thing we need for the final maw, which is going to be this item. So we need to make more of the mercury because we have infinite bone as well.
When we are
Infinite egg, infinite bone,
Infinite eye juice, yes.
infinite eye juice.
And the fun fact is if you mix them incorrectly or you use the wrong item on the wrong part of the alchemical station, it gives you mulch and refuse, which are items that are not usable, but they do take up slots in your inventory, and they can throw
Gross.
you in the run. So for the purple maw, we use the mercury. And this is my favorite fight of this DLC. And you'll see very quickly why. There are a couple very fun-looking friends in here that we're gonna meet. I was terrified of these things on my casual playthrough of the main game, but here I'm like, 2 of them!
You're like, oh, babies.
Yeah! And so
So right after
we're just gonna bully these
your
frogs.
least favorite.
Right.
Yeah, these are definitely frogs. This is what frogs look like. Red frog and blue frog. 1 frog, 2 frog, red frog, blue frog.
Don't hop on pop, please!
I was just about to say that.
Incredible. Wholesome storybook icon.
Excuse you, can you please not? Hello?
I feel like we could probably shoehorn a green eggs and ham reference into here too if we really wanted to.
It's not too late.
No, I'm working on it. I'm workshopping.
All right, now that frogs are done, we are on our way to the final boss of this.
Yes.
You might notice that there is a lot of stuff in that arena. If you are sort of just casually encountering this, everything you need to fight those enemies is in there. The same is true for the final boss. And if you're thinking, final boss, this is definitely going to be a singular thing, I want to couch your expectations appropriately. This is a roguelike with wave combat. And so we are going to have a lot more wave combat.
Yeah. Oh, look at this maw has like rainbow veins.
I know.
Oh,
Tag
so
yourself.
pretty.
I'm the rainbow maw.
Overcome your suffering.
I want to be the purple one. I liked that violety purple. That was nice.
That's true. It's a nice color. So the whole reason we had to go into those other areas is to get these gemstones charged up, so that way we can come say hi to Vincent in here. Vincent has been trying to escape for 40 years, but he didn't actually do anything useful to get out. And instead, he got consumed by the gloom and is now summoning lots of friends to this arena. There's gonna be 6 waves of enemies. The 6th wave we don't even need to fight. So at this point, it's just survive. All of the items in this arena will respawn between waves.
Nice.
So
that's very kind.
Everything you need for this fight is here with you.
That's really nice of them.
Yeah. And so, like, the thing about the chant is if you can't beat it, it's literally a skill issue because the devs have given you way more items than you'll ever need to beat the game.
Yeah.
And that's true of all difficulties, too. This run is on Neophyte difficulty, which is the easiest mode, but even on Magister, you are never short of what you need for the circumstances.
I love that in a game, again, because I just think that horror is a genre that should be accessible to everybody. So I love seeing games that do that.
All right, wave 3.
We're just going through the rainbow in an interesting order, but it's okay.
We're going in the sequence that I picked up the gemstones.
So could you alter it if you picked up the gemstones in a different order?
Yes.
Neat.
But the ending does not change. So unlike the main game, the DLC has one fixed endpoint. You arrive at your destination regardless of what you do, what sequence you go in, what upgrades you take, how many times you talk to Monroe, whether or not you even talk to Monroe. It all takes you to the same destination, which will be the end of this fight.
Looks like I'm halfway there.
All right, we're halfway through the fight.
Is there any value in picking up the gemstones in the order you did in terms of just this fight in like the order of the waves, or does it really
No.
not matter because everything restocks?
Everything restocks, but also, while the colors do rearrange themselves to a degree, the waves themselves do not. Like, the same thing comes out regardless. So the sequence of battle will always be in this sequence, even if the colors are not necessarily.
It's just the colors that change.
Yeah.
That's still a cool touch. It's kind of fun that everybody ends up with like a little bit of a different situation.
It's customizable to a degree, but it's not like different, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I think blue is next. Oh, purple is next. No, it is blue.
Purple's on the way to blue, so that makes sense. And the heart rate speed of the area that you're in is just getting faster and faster.
Because we're at the heart of the gloom right now. And
it doesn't like that you're doing this.
from a storytelling perspective, this metaphor is really moving and kind of sad, because the man that's taped to the wall is the father of the cult leader and the son-in-law of Monroe. He's someone that wanted to get out to save his family, and so like us disempowering him like this is absolutely something that distresses him. Also, time will be called whenever we fade to black at the end of this wave.
We're almost there.
These enemies, we don't need to fight them. They're invincible. So we're just gonna be invisible and run around.
As you do.
They will die automatically.
Love a final fight.
We're coming up on time whenever they fall over. And time.
GG.
GG.
Beautifully done.
Thank you. That's the Gloom below. We mentioned that we are underwater. We're about to get evacuated from the bottom of the ocean. TLDR, we did it, gamers. We're free. But we're not the only ones that free. Monroe is also free. And so this DLC lays the groundwork for a potential sequel down the line, which I want to see. Brass Token, if you're watching this, give it to me. I want it.
Yes.
I want it.
More of this. More of this.
More
forever,
of this.
please.
I love this game. I want a sequel. But yeah,
I just love this game. It's so cool. This is such a delight.
it's so unhinged. And the best part here is that Monroe, the man we saw stuck to the wall, is giving the best, like, how do you do, fellow kids here on the boat? It's chef kiss.
Did you feel that? It's like the air got really weird for a second there.
I don't know.
His boy band, like, party city wig situation.
It's so good and so bad at the same time. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just crazy.
But yeah, I've been Big Scared. You can find me on Twitch as Big Scared, or in most places on the internet as either Big Scared or I'm Big Scared with no punctuation or spaces.
Stay in touch.
You'll see me here on Hotfix for Fright Fatale, as I mentioned it earlier, but I'm also
I don't
going
know
to be
how much
on
is on
As
my
Seen on
therapist,
TV
but
on the
you-
26th. So you'll get more of me. JPEG.
Yeah, thank you so much for showing off this game. I said it earlier, but I really love the presentation, and it's great that it's so accessible.
We will
It's super
be
cool.
in touch.
Jay, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at JPEG_EXE or on the Bird app as at also JPEG, so ALSOJAYPEG. And I will actually be back doing comms with you for Fright Fatale, so you'll also all see me again then. And I'm super excited about that.
Buckle up. The Dream Team's coming back together to guide you through the main game. So if you don't know what's going on, it's fine. You won't know what's going on then either.
Exciting stuff.
Pretty much.
And Passion Project will also be back in just a moment. Don't go away. We're going to take a quick break.